Fall Guys was a game that was really popular for a little while. But with success comes ripoffs, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Like a lot of people, I thought Fall Guys was going to be the next big game, but for whatever reason, the game seems to have lost some steam, at least for now. Still, for a while, everyone was talking about Fall Guys, and every kid with a smartphone was trying to figure out how to download Fall Guys on that smartphone. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Fall Guys, the game launched as a PlayStation 4 exclusive game. However, that didn't stop several developers from trying to cash in on the Fall Guys craze. There were a lot of fake Fall Guys games on the Google Play Store, and I played them so you don't have to. I've played fake games from the Play Store before. I even did a video about a fake Pokemon game a long time ago.
Oh my shit!
And what I can say is that these games can range wildly in quality. The Pokemon game, for example, while far from perfect, was a pretty interesting experience, and the game still has a strong community even today. This Spider-Man game, on the other hand, is completely pathetic. All this is to say that the results may vary, so with that said, let's take a look at some fake Fall Guys games. Soda Guys. See, it's not a ripoff, it's a completely new idea. Except, well, these characters are basically all based on one single costume from Fall Guys. So this is a complete ripoff. It's actually not horrible. With the Unity engine, ripoff games seem to have become much more sophisticated than they used to be. I will say that this game is fairly well done, for what it is at least. The first game is Crown Tag, very similar to Tail Tag from Fall Guys. The game functions okay, it's just not as bouncy and fluid as the real Fall Guys game, and to be honest, that's really the whole point of Fall Guys, isn't it? They fall and it's funny. The one really major drawback is, unlike Fall Guys, you're not playing against real players. These are just AI opponents. And while that's fine, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the game, really. Fall Guys was unique because it took the 3D platformer, a style of gameplay that has been beloved since PlayStation 1 and N64, and combined it with the new Battle Royale style of games. It was a good idea that worked. Once you take away the other actual players, well, you have this. It's just a bad 3D platformer. All that aside, it looks pretty good for what it is, but I'm not a fan of these sound effects. It sounds like they're burping. Next up is a crown race. Yeah, this is just more like a standard race game. I don't have much to say about this one. Finally, the crown circle. Boy, does this look familiar. The physics of your character just don't work well on this game. This is where I finally lost and I uninstalled the app and never played again. Before we continue, I will say that most of these games are just ad farms, some worse than others. A lot of these games are almost unplayable due to how many ads they have. It's ridiculous. I really don't recommend that you actually play any of these games. I'm not going to show any of the ads, however, because advertisement isn't free around here. The next one is made by a company called Windbreaker. This game tries to be a little more unique. You get to be a cute animal instead of a soda can. The music on this one is kind of weird. It seems way too peaceful for a race that's supposed to be competitive. What I don't like about this one is right after the ad, the race just starts. No countdown, no warning or anything, you just start. Also, these balls are way too fast. I must be really bad to just fall off like that. This game seems to be only races and they aren't all that interesting, so I'm just gonna move on to the next game. So the other two games looked okay, graphically speaking. This is the first one to look like shit. Seriously, what are these characters supposed to be? Is that a bear man? And what's this? Something wearing a pumpkin? And if, for whatever reason, the graphic designer stumbles across this video, hey, don't feel bad because there's something way worse as far as graphics go coming up, trust me. This game happens to be the hardest one yet, and I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. It's not like they won me over with the graphics or the physics. But I really can't tell if it's hard on purpose or just because of the poor controls. This game also seems to have more levels than any of the ones I've played. I regret to inform you that I did not play all 100 levels, but I think I can live with myself, so let's move on. The next one is very similar to all the other ones, except we're mummies now. And yes, I'm gonna go out of my way to block this annoying ad. Look at the ground just kind of phasing in and out. This game is so boring even the ground couldn't bother being here for the full time. I really don't have anything to say about this. It's so similar to the other ones that I literally only recorded 3 minutes of gameplay. I probably left a note somewhere not to include this one in the video and just forgot about it or something. Oh well. This next one, however, is something really special. It's a crossover event between Among Us and Fall Guys, and boy is this game something else. First of all, this game has no business being on the Play Store. Aside from copyright infringement, I'm pretty sure this game isn't even finished. For the Fall Guys part of the game, I guess it's supposed to be a fight? But there's no one there, you're just in an empty room punching the air. That's why I say this game doesn't look complete. Over on the Among Us part of the game, there's at least another character, but I don't know if I'm supposed to fight him or if he's on my team, or what are we doing? Yeah, I don't know what to say. The game doesn't work, but the ads definitely do. This is definitely an ad farm just preying on people who like Fall Guys and Among Us. But none of these games even come close to the Fall Guys game trainer. Dear God. I don't know how this person managed to make the character look so bad. It's grotesque. It looks like a Fall Guys guy that's been stepped on and then melted, but boy does he look happier than ever. I don't even know how you could make a 3D model look like that. It almost looks like it would take effort to make it look that bad. The name of this game is weird, Fall Guys Game Trainer. It's almost like it's admitting, yeah, this isn't really a Fall Guys game. This is just something you can mess around on and practice until you can play the real game. At least it's honest. But honestly, this is just as bad as the other one. I mean, it is a little bit of a challenge. Thank God it isn't just a race. But it suffers from the same bad physics that all the rest of the games do. There's a point to this video, a moral to the story, if you will. You've probably heard people say if the service is free, it means you are the product, or something along those lines. And that is so true. With the internet economy, if you aren't selling a product or a service, you're selling ads. That's what I'm doing on this YouTube channel. Most of the time, this is fine. You watch a good video on YouTube and you see an ad for a decent product or service, and the world keeps turning. Games like these ones that we just looked at try to exploit that. Obviously, there were a ton of kids who didn't know any better and were looking for Fall Guys on their mobile devices, and a bunch of amateur game programmers took advantage of that by making these rip-off versions of Fall Guys, and then loading them up with ads or microtransactions. They didn't intend for anybody to actually have fun with these games, they just wanted people to download them on impulse and get stuck in a bunch of ads. Look, I get it, business is business, but this one bothers me particularly because I assume that any reasonable adult or even an older child would quickly realize, hey, this isn't real and this isn't worth my time or money. So who's falling for this? They're obviously targeting kids, and I don't really like that. I also question if this kind of advertising is even effective. You would assume it is since they keep doing it, but I don't know, I'm not sure who sees these ads and wants to click it. They look really sketchy. That's just my opinion though. I'm clearly not the target market for this kind of thing, but I thought it would be fun to take a look at some laughably bad Fall Guys ripoffs. Don't play these, wait for it to release on console if you have to. I'm positive that Fall Guys won't be a PlayStation exclusive game forever, and when it does get released on other platforms, maybe we'll even see a little bit of a bump in popularity again. But for now, we must wait.